You are listening to Productivity Straight Talk with your host, Amber De La Garza. Amber is a sought-after productivity coach, trainer, speaker, and writer who gives entrepreneurs the straight talk on personal productivity. No BS, fluff, or overused jargon. Just actionable strategies to get results and succeed in business. And here is your host, Amber De La Garza, the Productivity Specialist.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to Productivity Straight Talk. Today is episode 221, The Gift That Keeps on Giving. If you're a business owner who wants to improve your time management and elevate your productivity so you can maximize profits, reduce stress, and make time for what matters most, then you're in the right place, and I'm so glad you've joined me. Today, I'm going to share with you one of those gifts that I think you should be giving yourself all year long, but certainly through this busy holiday season. Stay tuned as I unwrap this gift for you. But before we jump in, I want to let you know about my full day business planning workshop that is fast approaching. So we are in the middle of December, and I have a question for you. Have you done your business plan for 2022? Do you know that if you had clarity about what it is that you're going to invest your time, energy, and attention into, what projects, what team members you might need, what are the knowledge gaps, what are your goals, and how do you break that down into quarterly, monthly, weekly, and even daily activities so that you can consistently work on achieving them all year long? If you know that that is what you are missing to show up your best and hit your goals in 2022, then I invite you to check out my full day business blueprint workshop. In this full day virtual workshop, I will help you take the guesswork out of what next steps to take to plan your year and rid you of that overwhelm that often accompanies strategic business planning. During the 3-phase workshop, you will reflect on where you've been, get clear on where you want to go, and identify the exact action steps that will get you there. And you won't be doing it alone. I will hold your hand and walk you through creating the entire business plan for the year, down to your daily routines. So what are you waiting for? To learn more and join us, head on over to amberdelagarza.com/business blueprint. And now, let's get to the straight talk. It's December 13th, and you know what that means. The holiday season is fully upon us. The holiday season is often a time for making memories, family gatherings, slowing down from work, driving around to see Christmas lights. I just did that last weekend. Ice skating, cookie making, presents, Santa Claus visits, Christmas tree lightings, holiday parties, and so many more traditions. And while that seems so enjoyable and often something that we look forward to year after year, it also comes with another side because the holidays can also bring a whole new level of added stress. Because of all the extra events and activities and traditions, trying to please everyone in your family, showing up to everything and being everything to everyone, getting gifts, that special gift for all the people in your life. Well, I am here to tell you that you don't have to do it all. I am speaking to every single person listening to Productivity Straight Talk here today. And I think this message is for almost all of you in general, just because I can tell you the conversations I'm having with clients and with friends. And it just seems like while we want the holiday season to be so joyful, it often gets sabotaged by so much stress. And I am particularly talking to my fellow moms out there. And while this message again is for everyone, my fellow moms, you know what the season brings. You know what kind of stress because we try to do it all and be everything to everyone and create this amazing experience. And I want to tell you, I see you, but you don't have to do it all. I am going to invite you to choose the traditions that you enjoy most this year. Maybe you do 6 this year and not 10, like last year. That maybe we focus on the experience rather than the doing. Maybe you buy everyone a gift card this year instead of spending 30, 60, 92 hours on shopping for that perfect gift. Maybe you give yourself an opportunity to have grace with yourself and say, I'm showing up, and that's enough. I want you to set the intentions for the experience over the actual activities. I don't want you to be exhausted and not enjoy the season that is also meant to be for you too. Oftentimes, we are so incredibly invested in the experience that we want to create, we forget that it's also about the experience that you are experiencing. I want to make sure that you carve out time this holiday season for you because you matter. Because showing up for everyone else takes an investment in yourself. So let's talk about the gift that keeps on giving. And that is, drum roll, investing in yourself. Now, you have heard me say this so many times if you're a longtime listener of Productivity Straight Talk, that we truly need to prioritize ourselves and that it is not a selfish activity, that we really need to take a stance and invest in ourselves so that we can show up our best as a leader in our business, as a business owner, for our clients, for our team members, for our children, for our spouses, for all the people we love, for the charities that we believe in, whatever that looks like for you, it really truly takes that you are investing in yourself. For this holiday season, my invitation for you is to purposely create opportunities to carve out time to relax, to reset, recharge, refuel, recuperate, restore, and re-energize. Now, that is a lot of words to basically describe the same thing. All of these words exist in the English language, and I think that shows how important it is for you to take care of yourself. I hear you right now in your head saying, yeah, I get it, Amber. Like, I know, I hear you. I hear that it's important. I even want it. But someday, next year, after I do this, after I achieve that, after I take care of X, Y, and Z in my business, after what? Because I'm going to tell you that after ... keeps getting filled in with something else. And if you think that you're just going to wake up one day and suddenly have extra time and think to yourself, today's the day. Today's the day that I'm going to relax and reset and recharge and refuel and recuperate and restore and re-energize. I'm telling you, that's not going to happen. But what will happen is that you are going to be on the path to burnout and or health issues. And then your body will require you to recuperate, to restore, to rest and relax. And I want this to be on your terms. I don't want it to be after a burnout or a health issue because you keep putting yourself off. You see, there's not going to be a day where you wake up and you suddenly say, yeah, I got an extra 30 minutes. I have an extra hour today. There's nothing on my to-do list. There's nothing else on my calendar. The chances of that happening are very slim. But what it will require is for you to choose yourself, to make the choice to prioritize yourself over that thing that's on your to-do list, over maybe even cramming in that next activity around the holidays. And I want to encourage you to make that choice. If there ever was a magic wand that I could gift you, the magic wand is the power to choose and prioritize. And in this moment, if you keep telling yourself, after this, next time, later, next week, next month, next year, you will continually be kicking it down the road. Do you choose you? Do you choose to invest in yourself? I ran across this statistic and it says 6.6% of Americans over the age of 25 practice health-related self-care every day. What? 6.6% of Americans over the age of 25 practice health-related self-care every day? Well, I hope you can help increase that percentage. I hope that you leave today's episode saying, I am going to choose self-care. And I didn't really intend to share this story, but it just seems like it's coming up for me. So let's go with it. One of the things that I did not learn as a child was self-care and the importance of self-care. And I'm going to be honest with you, in my life, it was reflected and exemplified that the women in my life that raised me prioritized everyone else at the expense of themselves. And that was the normal. That was totally what was expected. That was totally what they had normalized for their lives. And so when I come here and share with you the importance of self-care, it comes from me doing the work and recognizing that is the most unselfish thing I can do, is to prioritize my own mental health and physical health and to be my best, because ultimately that's what I want for myself, but also that's who I want to be for all the people and things that matter most in my life. If you have not yet ever prioritized yourself or don't find yourself in a place where you've seen others prioritize themselves, then I hope that this message was for you. I hope that you can hear that you are worth it. And I'm getting a little emotional here because this was a big thing that I had to learn. Even early in my marriage, in my relationship with my husband, I was the person that would run around crazy pants every holiday season, every weekend. And I had to learn that that did not serve me or my relationship with anyone that I loved most. The invitation is for you to choose something different this holiday season and for the days to come. Here are some ways that you can give yourself the gift of self-care throughout the year. And this is just a little list. Self-care looks so differently to everybody. And I want you to experiment with these different ways that I'm going to share with you in this list. And then I want you to get creative in some other ways that you can truly find self-care that has an impact for you and who you are. But here are some examples. How about just taking some breaks throughout your workday? Now, we are starting pretty fundamental, but this is because I hear time after time, client after client, that is not even remotely their reality, that they stop and actually take a break. And yet, it's the law for our employees to be able to get their breaks throughout the day. There is actually a law to protect our employees. And then as business owners, we disregard that and think that that is indulgent. We tell ourselves, absolutely, there's no time for that. How about taking vacations? Scheduling vacations throughout the year and truly having something to look forward to, but having that extended time to restore and recharge and refuel. Let's start with a commitment of taking weekends off. That might be where you're at, and that might be the self-care that you need, is to be able to reset for 2 days so that you can hit the ground running during the work week. How about treat yourself to a massage? Okay, let me rewind that. As I was working with Crystal outlining this episode, the words came out of my mouth, treat yourself with a massage. And I stopped dead in my tracks. And I looked at her on Zoom and I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe that word came out of my mouth. Treat yourself. Why didn't I just say get a massage? And why? Because words are powerful. Did I think that I needed to use the word treat myself? Because it's not a treat. It's not something I needed to earn. It's not something that needs to feel indulgent. It may just be the thing that I need for self-care. I reverse that and I say, get a massage. I remember when I first started getting massages, it was amazing. And I had to do the mental work of, why am I paying somebody? Who gets a massage every month? Who am I to think I deserve a massage, right? But it was for my physical health my emotional health, it's something that I get to look forward to. And certainly I don't need to frame it as treating myself. And there lies the power in the words we choose. How about taking a nap when you're exhausted? Now, you truly cannot be your best and your most productive self when you can barely keep your eyes open. I treated myself to 2 cat naps on Thanksgiving. And when people asked, how was Thanksgiving? I said, amazing. I got 2 cat naps in. The old me would have had thoughts about how selfish that was. I would have just pushed through and kept entertaining and or cleaning up or setting up or all the things that come with the holidays. I would have done it and ignored that I was exhausted and then wondered why I was getting short or irritable or didn't enjoy my day. But the truth is, I just needed a few small naps, 2 of them, and I woke up and I played with the kids and I cleared the table. Whatever it is that needed to happen still happened, but I was a lot more joyful about it. All right, how about alone time to read a book or watch a movie, eat ice cream, take a bubble bath, pray, meditate? How about a coffee date with a friend? Exercise? Sign up for that Pilates class you always wanted to try. Art classes, dancing. How about just stepping away from your computer screen when your body and your mind is telling you you've been sitting there for too long? I also want to say that one way to practice self-care is to ask for help, to delegate tasks. It's okay to ask other people to pitch in and not feel like you have to do it all yourself. And lastly, sleep. Now, pre-pandemic, I used to speak frequently all over the country. And I would open up with a similar question. And I would say, if I could wave a magic wand and gift you back 5 extra hours a week, what would you do with it? Now, if I rewind it to when I first started asking the question, I wasn't really sure what I would hear, but I wanted to hear and take a temperature of the audience, what really mattered to them. And that's why I would pull that question out right at the beginning before I started my presentation, is to get a feel for the audience. And immediately the answer was sleep, sleep, sleep. I'm like, whoa, that's not what I expected. And then I asked again. And the resounding answer was sleep. And then I'd go to another event and I'd ask the question, sleep. Now, this is above experiences, vacation, working, to-do lists, exercising. It was sleep, people. And I, over the years, came to my own conclusion about why I kept hearing sleep. If you could get 5 extra hours a week, what would you do with it? And it's sleep. And for me, what I came up with is because sleep is one of the only things we do exclusively for ourselves. And so what that means is that when your kids need something, your significant other needs something, your friend needs something, your employees need something from you, clients need something from you, work, you name it, you start cutting back. You go to sleep later, you wake up earlier. You're trying to expand your day so you can do more at the expense of sleep. Now, there are actual statistics out there, studies rather, that have proven that consistent long-term sleep deprivation and working is worse than working while drunk. What? And so if our goal is to show up our best and do our best work, doesn't it seem counterproductive to keep doing it at the expense of sleep? So perhaps your next step is to commit to getting a good night's sleep. And that's what self-care looks like for you in this season of your life. We found another study, and it says that people who slept fewer than 6 hours a night for 2 consecutive days had significantly decreased performance for 6 days afterwards. What? And I'll sneak this in for you. If you have a challenge focusing at work or focusing on projects or tasks for any length of time, it may be because you're lacking sleep. And so I would definitely ask yourself, do you need more sleep? All right, that is my list. I cannot wait to hear from you. Reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. You can message me or leave it in the comments of this episode. I would love to hear, what is your way that you love to practice self-care? What does self-care look like for you? I'd love for you to add to the list that I've shared here today on this episode. And I want to remind you that we also have an episode. If you want to go way back to episode 31, I share more tips on making the holiday season less stressful and less chaotic. Thank you for tuning into today's episode. I have loved having you listen to Productivity Straight Talk. I sure hope you found today's episode to be insightful, maybe a bit valuable. And certainly, I hope you received my invitation to unwrap the gift that keeps on giving, self-care. No change. Without taking action, nothing will change for you or your business. So, will you unwrap the gift that I have put under the tree for you this year? I hope you do. Before we close out, I want to make sure that if you did not hit pause and go check out my business blueprint workshop, you go do that right now, because I really want to support you in creating your plan, your entire plan for the year in one day. So if you want to learn more and join us, you can head on over to amberdelagarza.com/business blueprint. So that's my straight talk for today. Until next time, have a productive week.